everyone to episode 3 of my playthrough of Divinity Original Sin. So we're about to approach the red lizard.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smoldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so as far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom.
You're right.
Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending,
Of course you do.
but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories? Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Nope.
Oh, may the seven have mercy on their own creation. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the spouse of the sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good.
Yeah, it's always good to do the
So
main
now that
quests,
that's settled,
if you
first
can.
things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of
It's
the
now to
talking
choose
from
the
here on out
default
goes without
class you
saying.
want for him.
As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Yes, I'm looking for an assassin, actually.
A black cat. Maybe my luck is about to change.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me. What? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, stop following me. Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
The cat just ends up following you now, wherever you go. So this is where Fane is, the undead.
I wonder where this leads.
Again, another great character.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's still not wearing his mask. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Bugger. How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for. I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip.
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse? A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull. I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously rip the face from the body. I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Riverlon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal. Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh, you are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... Well, not my kind, but those that look like me. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast. I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No, I may be an eternal, but my patience has its limits. Indeed, I may be the only eternal. My people seem rather absent, at least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers. A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. But I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential. Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if flowers would be appropriate. Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere. Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm, or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory. Regardless, they are not here, but I will find them, wherever they are.
His quest is quite interesting as well.
I suppose, circumstances being what they are,
Exploring
it could be
his people.
advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I.
So
A
I
guide would
need
certainly
him
be useful.
to be
Excellent.
some sort of
While we are conversing, perhaps you
knight,
noticed
somebody
that I
who will
am
be in
rather
front
skilled in
who deals physical
all
damage.
things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality.
But I can always
But
pick
being
that
a
later.
brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is rather a lot to see. If I had your mind, I'd rather wish I could change it too.
So
Very
I
well.
need to pick.
You take your time. Much magic? I was controlling the powers of the universe while your people were still
I'll pick him.
doing whatever it is you
as
used
a
to do.
wizard for now. I
What
think.
speciality would you prefer?
Just for now, so I can change him later if I wanted to. So I found some turtles
Can you
on the
feel the
beach.
darkness
but it seems
approaching?
about to turn. I don't know what it means about darkness.
Does it cast a long shadow on you as it does me? My heart frosts over as if I've been violated by nothingness itself. It threatens to consume me. It threatens to consume all.
What's happening to these turtles?
Yeah, they turn.
They're transforming.
They're now like void walking. So how do I go about this? I wish I had come here with at least another companion. But let's see how it goes. This is with Fane, so what attack can I use? Maybe Fossil Strike. Or, I don't know. I think they should be resistant to. Like, they should have poor resistance to fire. Let's check. Yes, so they don't like fire. That's about it. They don't have anything else. He should also be the same, but let's just check. Water. So I think fire. I mean they're turtles, so I need to go the fire route. Totally not prepared for this battle. I'll survive, but let's just examine all of them to be sure. Yeah, so they're all resistant. They all have low resistances to fire, so fire would work very well. So what do I start with? That's always the issue. I think we should all move up because it's to be easier fighting from above. Maybe with this, I can either slow him or set him on fire. Set him on fire instead. That's such a wide range. That's a spell. He's on fire as well. Oh wow. That's a lot of damage. Jeez. Can I move away? Because I need to move away. I need to heal first, actually. Someone could summon, but there's no fire around. He is on fire, but there's no fire around. So prefer. Do I just need a fire surface? There isn't any. Just prepare yourself. So you have oil. Let's see, do I set up another totem or do I heal? disconnected, so it's stopped. I can't move. I can't really move anywhere, so there is a capture room. So yeah, so it's the internet's turn. Turtle's health is huge. Let me attack the little one. So I'll send a fossil strike on him. So at least I'm trying to ignite that scared fire. Set everybody on fire. I'll have to move up as well. Jesus, he's God opportunist. So if you try and move and you're near them, they would attack you. Get a free attack on you. Jesus. What do I do? What do I do? I guess I could set the oil bottle on fire. I wouldn't mess up people in my mates. Yep. This is getting too difficult. Let's see, what do I do? I can't heal, I can't see daggers. That doesn't, should stay down. So I need to mark 2 people and spreads the, so let's try that. Spread the daggers. Just don't know enough to do fossil strike maybe. It's dead because of the explosion. Shit. He's gonna kill Red Prince for sure. Oh, Red Prince is dead. I'm alone. There is no way. Oh shit. Lesson learned. Let's just continue with the story.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
Dallas the Hammer.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Keep low. I'm supposed to assassinate him, remember? Bishop Alexander.
Bishop Alexander idly glances in your direction, curiosity on his face. Recognition seems to flicker in his eyes for a moment, but then he shakes his head and looks back towards Dallas. Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness.
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Executed.
The Lizard Magister, All what's left of her lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
These creatures are so prone to violence. Naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.